Today we're coming to you, our first webcast. We're in a sewer. We're here to talk to you about one of our congregation's mottos, accept. Accept is a twofold meaning here at Godview. The first one that we're going to talk about, Jesus is teaching at one point, and a lawyer stands up and says, "What may I do, Master, to have eternal life?" Jesus looks at him and says, "What does the law say? What is written?" The lawyer proceeds to say in Luke chapter 10, verse 27, he says, and I quote, "Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your strength, with all of your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." The very next verse, verse 28, Jesus looks at him and he says, basically, he says, "You're right." He says, "But if you do these things, then you will certainly live." Those are two easier to accept. To love your neighbor as yourself sometimes is extremely hard for us, considering sometimes who our neighbors might intently be, whether they're good or whether they're evil, whether they're happy or whether they're sad. Some people pick you up, some people let you down. But God says no matter, it's your job to show the love of God to them. It's your job to show them that you care. It's your job to tell them the truth, that Jesus Christ loves them and that they too can know what it truly means to live. Shortly after that, Jesus finishes the story with the lawyer and he uses the Good Samaritan. At some point in life, all of us become that Good Samaritan. But how frequently we have a tendency to walk that road is completely up to us. The second part of that word accept of our congregation's motto is this. We have to sometimes admit and we have to accept that we find ourselves in very ridiculous situations. Today, as we find ourselves in this sewer, we find ourselves with low overhead and we have tight walls. We have water on the floors. As you can see, there's really no telling what all is around here. Although we chose this, we find our life in situations with bad health. Sometimes we're rebellious children. Sometimes our parents get in trouble. Sometimes our kids are running amok. And we find ourselves in stinky situations, in situations that we can't seem to change or fix. And we look around and we wonder why. Sometimes we wonder why because we did our very best to avoid these things. We did our best parenting. We did our very best exemplifying. And no matter what, this is the outcome. Today I want to challenge you to accept who you are. Accept that God made you. Accept your situations. Accept the fact that God knows where you are. You're wonderfully and fearfully made. Accept the fact that God is omnipotent. He is omniscient. And He knows exactly what is going on in your life. He knows the very hairs upon your head. He knows everything about you. You see, the interesting thing is in life that we can't make any changes until we come to a reality of who we are and where we are. When we come to that point in our life, then we're given the opportunity to make changes. And that's what I'm challenging you with today. To accept who you are. Accept where you're at. And in the videos to come, we're going to be discussing the pursue and the overcome that goes along with accept. And until then, God bless you. And we'll be thinking about you.